Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that, guys. And what I'm doing here, guys, this is the first blog in regards to CFM. I'm going to do a quick video on this one, and then I will do another one on part 2, and then I would do a final video giving you my full thoughts in regards to CFM. All right, so again, the videos that I'm putting out first, this one would pertain strictly to this particular blog. I will talk about the things here that they're showing us in this blog and then blog 2, and then I would do a third video with my thoughts overall, how I feel about the changes and the upgrades and things I may not necessarily like, or things I might still want to see. All right, so I just want to give you guys the heads up on how we're going to do it. We're doing it here live, as far as I'm scrolling down here, as you can see, it's in real time. All right, so this particular blog talks about playing the moment and game planning. All right, and this was crazy. I saw this while I was at EA Play. Mike actually presented these particular features. That was pretty crazy. But play the moment. I've had time to spend a little time with this, and this is pretty decent. I can't deny that. It's pretty decent for guys who don't want to play the entire game. It definitely allows you to zip through it pretty fast. I was able to do that as well. Right here, it basically tells you how it works. Before heading down to the field, choose between playing the big moments of offense only or defense only or full game. And when you choose to play the moment, the game will be simulated until it detects a key moment and then prompts you to jump right into the action. Now, let me stop right there. This is one thing we'll have to remain to be seen, whether or not it will recognize the right situations. Early on when I was able to play this feature, we gave a lot of feedback in areas around, well, this was a particular instance that I thought was a big moment that it didn't trigger. So, I definitely want to see how that's going to follow up. I know later on here in the blog, they talk about the situation. So let's go ahead and continue to move here. Basically, right after that, it says, if you don't want to play that particular moment, you can easily skip it. Choosing offense only or defense only before loading into the game allows you to easily play just one side of the ball. You'll be able to switch in and out of all of the modes easily as you play your game. For example, you can start by playing the full game, and then you can switch to play the moments at halftime once you have a sizable lead. It's up to you on how you want to use it. All right, now here it is, guys. They talk about the different types of moments. All right, so you can play, it says here, as you play the moments, you'll be prompted to jump into 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. When your team needs to keep a drive alive on a key third down, you'll be called down to the field to help. And once your team makes it to the red zone, you'll be asked to help punch it in. At the beginning of the game, you may be prompted to play a full drive to get the lead early in the last 2 minutes of the game, and before halftime, your team will call on you to drive down the field and manage the clock. While on defense, you'll be thrown in on third downs to get the ball back, and when the offense makes it into the red zone, you'll be called upon to hold the line. And then when you need a big punt return to get back in the game, you'll jump in and play. Anytime there is a field goal attempt, you'll jump in to try and block or make the kick yourself. All right, so what that's saying to me, and like I said, guys, we'll keep an eye on that. It looks like, or it sounds like rather, that those are the only situations. I don't know for sure. But I plan to try to get an interview with John White. Hopefully I could do that while I'm here. And within that interview, I'll try to remember to ask that question. Are these moments specific to the only ones that will occur, or are these just examples? So that's something that's still yet to be determined. Simulation speed, guys, this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Didn't really mean much to me, but the feature is there. It does go a lot faster. One cool thing about it is it does show this nice graphic, as you see right here. So I do like that. It shows a nice graphic, shows the player, shows the yardage, interception, fumble, whatever the case may be. So that's pretty cool. I know some people would like that. And actually, now that I rethink exactly how it works, and from seeing it for myself, this was pretty cool. But I don't really simulate that often. So, for you guys who want to do that or sim through seasons or what have you, this is a pretty cool graphic, so at least you can follow it and see exactly what was happening and what occurred in those individual plays. Now, here's a part that I really love right here. The game planning, guys. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'll basically read this first paragraph and then this right here, the tendencies. These were 2 areas that I definitely appreciated as far as being added in CFM. I know a lot of guys who follow my channel here, a lot of guys who, you know, loyal callers to the Sim Standard Radio Show, like 757. He knows who he is, comes to mind. This was something that he specifically talked about a few weeks ago on the show: game planning and tendencies. All right, so let me go ahead and read those quick paragraphs, guys, and then that probably can do it for this particular video. I'll wrap it up. But it basically says here: know your opponent's tendencies every week, then pick the right drills to attack the counter those tendencies in the game. This new level of strategy delivers more variety and more fun when preparing for your next opponent, whether it's a user or a CPU. Once you're in the game, expect to see a team boost for the plays you've practiced, helping you earn the critical score or defensive stand to secure the win. Now, I love that because, like I said, that kind of stuff right there is getting more along with what we would want to have as far as sim style players. You know, that's a simulation type of aspect of football, off field, and, you know, preparation during the week to help you game plan. You know, it's just like being able to, you know, be the coordinator, so to speak. You know, if you practice something and you recognize it and you call a certain play and you practice that play, then boom, you should get a little boost. So I like that. But like, you know, with everything else, we have to wait and see how everything translates as far as efficiency and things of that nature. All right, now right down in here, guys, it just tells you a little more about how you choose your game plans. Tells you more about the end boost. So actually, let me see. I'll read this quick example. It says, for example, if you choose the vertical passing offense game plan, then your players will have ratings impacted anytime you call a vertical pass play during that week's game. So that's what it's talking about. So this is what it looks like, guys. You know, you basically select what you want to do and you practice it, and, you know, you can do the on-field drill, and there you have it. And then this is how it's basically going to look here, tell you about the boost. And then this is the part I really like right here. The offensive and defensive tendencies of your opponent are tracked week to week, giving you the information you need when selecting your game plan. Does your opponent bring the blitz, or does he or she play man or zone coverage? You know, it will be easy to tell with the tendency information. Now, this is something that they had all the way back. Remember when Smart Glass for the Microsoft, well, Xbox or whatever? That's what I'm talking about. Now that stuff is in game and it's a part of your preparation. Love that stuff. All right, so it just goes on here, guys, to tell you about your game plan strategies, player focus. Now, this is another one. Let me actually read a part of this, because this is another one I really like, where you can basically focus on certain players, and they may not necessarily be your starters or what have you, but you can say, look, listen, I want to focus training on these guys, and they can earn XP. So what it says here is, to give you more control on how your team develops, you will select 3 players to focus on each week. These players will get extra XP so they can develop into the players you need for your team. For example, the Bucks and the Titans can use this to help their second year quarterbacks, while the Jags can focus on developing on their young defense by selecting Ramsey and Jack. At the beginning of each season, the initial focus players are the top 3 players picked up in the draft, but you can adjust this to focus on who you feel is the most important. Definitely love this aspect as well, guys. So like I said, man, this particular video is all about me talking about these features, how I feel about them. You know, I've seen them all, and stay tuned for the follow-up video. We'll talk about the second blog, and then definitely stay tuned for the third video, guys, where I will give you my full feeling and how I feel about what CFM has done as far as the changes, and some things I still want to see. All right, guys, so definitely leave your thoughts. Leave your comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say, what you like, what you dislike, and please try to keep it pertaining to what's in this blog, and then we can address the other stuff in the other videos. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I appreciate everyone listening. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and I promise it won't hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, until next time, let me know what you think. Peace. Once again, guys, thanks for coming by. And if you want to interact with me live, head on over to Sim Standard Radio every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, along with Smitty and Azure Effect. The call-in number for the show is down in the description. Now, of course, for more content, go ahead and click the link above. And before you go, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, Until next time, lights out.